Hi, my name's Emma Hayes. I'm doing a Masters by Research in Creative Writing and Literature. Okay, so the way that it works with the Masters by Research in Writing and Literature is you have the bulk of your assessment, which is a thesis. That works out to be about 50,000 words or so, and that's creative. In my part, it's actually a memoir, non-fiction. And the other part is the exegesis, which is a collection of academic articles that you've put together, and that's about 10,000 words or so. So my thesis is actually about single mothers in culture and how they're represented. So when I found out I was going to be a single mother to my daughter Quill, I have many generations of single mothers in my family, and I thought this is something that I really wanted to explore. So I started doing a lot of research, reading into the books and watching television shows and movies with single mothers in them, and I found that often they were portrayed in a negative light. They were demonised frequently, and I actually wanted to see if I could find in my research any examples of single mothers that were positive, and really looked at the mother-child bond in a uniquely positive light, and so that's what I decided to write about in my thesis. So as part of my creative thesis that I'm doing for my Masters in Research with Professional Writing and Literature, I'm actually going to read you a little excerpt. It's only a paragraph, just so you can get an idea of what kind of writing is involved. At least 10 nurses, all dressed in the same green scrubs, walk past my door. They look comfortable, like when you wear your partner's oversized baggy shirt as pyjamas. Most of them were runners, and they were able to walk the laminated floor with silent footsteps. One nurse finally came in. Her name tag next to her upside-down watch read Anne, and she was carrying a blue clipboard with a pen dangling from a string. Anne grabbed 2 rubber gloves from the packet mounted next to the hand sanitizer and the basin and snapped them over her fingers in one fluid movement whilst walking over to my gurney. Anne had her hair rolled into a French bun with a few wispy strands escaping, giving the impression her shift had been a long one. She looked over the rim of her glasses and offered a calming smile. Then she began the examination as if it were a well-rehearsed routine, only stopping to write notes on her clipboard as she went. I, however, felt like I had been thrown on stage halfway through and without practice. The pain was so all-consuming that I couldn't think, and I couldn't summon answers to her questions. Okay, so after I'd done all of my, well, not all of my research, but I'd started my research into my topic, I really tried to produce some work that would be publication ready, and I found that quite difficult. So that was when I looked into doing it properly through Deakin, and after I enrolled I just found it was so much easier to have the support of the staff with deadlines and helping me shape my work. The great thing about doing a Masters is that I do have that support from somebody, not just to bounce ideas off, but also to help me set deadlines and to tell me if the work that I'm producing is up to standard. And also I've got the flexibility now to be able to manage my home life, raising my daughter Quill, as well as studying. So they allow me that option to study off campus and part-time.